All right. More than enough light this time. I think I finally figured out the formula for available light, I guess. Um, Futurama, season 8, episodes 6, episode 7. So get right into it. Episode 6. Hopefully I said that correctly. I think I've been mixing up episodes and seasons, but episode 6, I think, is one of those another one of these episodes that I've seen numerous times as a rerun, more than I can count. um I don't get it. It's been a while since I watched it. I mean, during the day I watched it, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke back up, and then I ate something, and now I'm full. So now I'm making a video on it, which is whatever. But I don't remember exactly. I guess it's bad on my part, right? I don't remember exactly. Well, I remember the episode. I don't remember why. It didn't make sense why it was made, because it was, for some reason, Leela became a. Oh, okay, I get it now. I apologize. Boom. So Leela visits the orphanage that she grew up in, and they're like, "Hey, you gotta tell us a story or read us a story," but they don't have any books. So they're making light of famine, hey, that's not necessarily my cup of tea when it comes to humor. This one was kind of a little off-putting. I mean, some of the things in there that were, I guess, meant to be jokes, I couldn't see them as that. I mean, they were just really. This episode really wasn't funny. It was more of a downer than anything. But Leela's, she comes back to the orphanage in order to read a story to the kids. Of course, there happens to be no books, so they're like, "Hey, make a story up." And of course, it's not that good because kind of short notice, and her character really hasn't been known to be a storyteller. So she winds up just trying to write a story, and then flying off to a quiet place, and comes back with a pretty decent story that the kids like. And then there's a TV executive there, and the TV executive basically buys her soul in this situation, and she continues to make the story and starts winning awards and starts getting snooty. And there's some references to pop culture, I guess. Well, stars in pop culture and other things. It's reminding me how modern this particular series was at one time, because it started in '99. If you can believe that. Was it '99? It started like '99, if you can believe that. So fast forward all these years to what happens. A new world is born, and I don't know where I'm going with that, but turns out the stories that she's been creating are from actual, real character, not real characters. The characters that she supposedly created are from actual beings on another planet, and she's just sitting there watching their daily life and writing it down. It just happens to be in the format of a children's show, just coincidentally. So very inventive. I have to give it that. I wouldn't put it on my favorite episodes list by any means, but very inventive, and nevertheless. Now, she feels guilty about this. Well, Bender finds out, and then Bender starts bribing her, and then Bender winds up with a fancy cigar and a mink coat and all his jewelry after bribing her, and then she feels guilty about it. Which I don't understand. She feels guilty about it, winds up telling everybody and showing everybody, and the animals wind up getting put on a contract, and all the kids from the orphanage wind up getting adopted by the sleazy TV executive, and it's like, okay, damn, I don't want to say that. It's not on the top of my list. It's a decent episode, pretty inventive, but not my favorite. I'm not gonna bash it, because there really wasn't nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't my cup of tea. So now let's jump to the next episode. This one was also pretty inventive. So I think I saw this one as a rerun as well. I think they just played them over and over again. I don't know why, but anyway, this episode is pretty interesting. So as you know, celebrities and presidents from basically from the past somehow are their minds and the way they think and everything else is regenerated, but only in the form of their head, and their head is kept in some type of, I don't know, life giving ooze or goo. And who decides to Zoidberg decides to drink some of that fluid from one of these heads, and he's like, "Oh, don't do that! You can't supposed to do that." And apparently, whatever some precious element inside the goo that has time traveling properties, and Zoidberg winds up going back to the '60s, and there's a painting made of him. Whatever. I wish I could do this one justice because this was a pretty decent episode. They wind up time traveling to different presidents, but the sub story of this one is the professor is showing everybody his family tree, all his ancestors and stuff like that. Come to find out, one of his ancestors played a small role in almost destabilizing the new Americas by creating his own, by creating counterfeit currency. Of course, the professor's not too happy about that. This guy's sewing the Farnsworth's name, so they go back, and he never guessed it. They do something they're not supposed to do, and they wind up altering history, changing everybody to British people. Well, to British, because they messed with the guy who was yelling the British is coming. They messed him up, and then they just wanted the British wind up being able to get a sneak attack and winning that battle and turning the Americas back into a colony of Britain. Believe it or not, well, not believe it or not, but yeah, pretty inventive. A lot of the jokes the only way I think I could do this justice is by writing down a lot of the jokes, but of course I haven't got around to that, and I don't think I ever will. For some things I've put a little bit more effort into it, but for Futurama, I think me just talking about it is enough. I mean, I know these videos, I don't get particularly that many views on these videos. This is more of a passion project. I love this series, so I'm going to spend my time rewatching it for whatever number this is that I've watched the series in its entirety, and I'm going to make a video about it. Why not? You only live once, right? Episode 7 is a decent episode. It's pretty good. A lot of jokes in it. They wind up causing an issue where the British actually won, and the whole place changed back to British, and turns out the professor winds up getting a lot of land because of the individual he was trying to kill actually came back to life and smothered George Washington or something like that, and he became one of the more prominent individuals during that time period when the British came to impose their will more. If that makes any sense. Well, I guess it's interesting. A little brief history. It's interesting what America was built on. I mean, there was people already inhabiting. I can't say the word. People that had already inhabited this land. They were Native Americans, and they spanned from one coast to the other. And I think most of them were nomadic. But anyway, we all know what happened there. I shouldn't have to say it. You should know it. Where am I going with this? I don't know where I'm going with this. But yeah, no, I was just saying, I thought it was interesting, their take on It's Futurama. It's interesting. Futurama's take on the way that the Americas were shaped. That's all I'm saying. I was kind of going off. I was kind of going off into the dark like this. I was kind of going off somewhere in there, just getting dumber and dimmer and dimmer, when I should be fully illuminated. Yeah, this is one of my weirder videos, definitely. But if you enjoy me ranting and raving about history, at least the little bit of history that I do know, I've also got The Wire. I'm doing The Americans, The Godfather in Harlem. I've got Breaking Bad. I've got movies. And I've also got The Mandalorian, which I don't like. Go check those videos out and don't forget to subscribe.